The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks, go.
Can Quinn do it? Can he get to 100 points? Does he need to get to 100 points? How does he do it? Does Rick Tocchet have a huge role in all of this magic? Obviously. Can I grow a couple inches? No. What?
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this, and that's giving you that Locked On Canucks. Yes, your team every day, brought to you by the Locked On Podcast Network, giving you that culture, and also produced at the Don't Doze Art Lab, the place that gives you the West Coast vibes. Hit the like button. Gotta do it. Subscribe to the channel. And man, oh man, remember that today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use Locked On NHL to get $20 off your first purchase. That's Game Time, yes. Last minute tickets at the lowest price, guaranteed. Is it a guarantee that Trevor Beggs will ever get back on this show? Probably not. Okay, probably not. You heard the news last week. I posted it in the Discord. This guy got canceled for using for using your instead of our. Sorry, got a little confused, okay? But man, oh man, I posted the comment of the year in the Discord. Hit the link in the bio below. We're also making t-shirts at the Discord. And if you've noticed and you've done the math, Trevor, man, oh man, he hasn't really been on the program as much. And you know how we're talking about how he's in Ottawa, right? Well, man, oh man, he's fighting for his locked on life, okay? This dude's maybe with his family, or maybe he's at Parliament, okay? Trying to get his job back, his dream back. Man, oh man. We live in a crazy time. Anyways, the second best dad of the year. I think he'll be back on our next episode of Locked On Canucks, which is Friday, okay? So I'm going to have to do this episode, have this conversation, not by myself, because I'm having it with you and you and you and you and you and you. But I'm going to do most of the talking, okay? And today we're talking about Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes! Again. I feel as if way back when Trevor and I did those 2.875 grams of vegetables, there was a lot of talk about Elias Pettersson. There's also a lot of talk about Quinn Hughes and our future and hope. Being conversated, not just about, but also being dreamt about, being felt. It felt so real. And it also felt so real the more and more I kept talking about Quinn Hughes being a generational talent, okay? I think I finally got to Trevor Beggs after days and days and days and days and days of saying it. For real. Because who's like this guy? Who's like Quinn Hughes? Cale Makar, sure. Adam Fox, sure. Scott Niedermayer, sure. Bobby Orr, sure. Do the math. He's generational. Do the math. Again, his summers. His summers spent like no other in the NHL, okay? His summers still right now, based on him being a family man, is spent alongside two other NHLers who happen to be really, really, really good. You're hearing me here, right? The writing on the wall for this guy to get a lot better is right there. Right there, right now. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, can he get to 100 points? Can he win the Norris again? Of course. Now, it comes down to a number of things, okay? Before the whole Rick Tocchet thing, and his role in all this, let's talk about the things that Quinn kind of can control, right? Or just closer to Quinn in general. First off, it's the power play, okay? It's the power play. What did Quinn Hughes finish with last year? 91 points, 92 points, 90 points, somewhere around that area. And you best believe that 100-point season that we're talking about today would have happened if the power play was just a little bit better last year, especially in the second half. In the second half of the year, the power play was downright embarrassing. It got to the point where the fan base wanted to decline penalties called against the other team. Okay, that always happens as a sports fan or when you're watching hockey. Okay, your team sucks so bad on the power play, way better 5-on-5. You just want to decline that ish. Okay, you get what I'm saying? That's how bad it was. And Quinn Hughes, in my opinion, obviously has a lot to do with that. I think a lot of us point the finger just at Elias Pettersson. I get it, right? His struggles connect with the team's offense just plummeting as well, quote unquote. But again, Quinn Hughes, the captain, got to be accountable, got to be better, and got to be way better on the power play. Got to get his shot through more. I feel as if Quinn Hughes was just shooting everything in the first half of the season, and something changed in the second half. Less eager to do so. That would make him a better power play quarterback. And as far as helping Pettersson out and whatnot, he's too good at passing. Quinn Hughes from the top doing his thing. Miller to Pettersson, boom, bam. He's got options. He's gonna give it to them tape to tape. For me, again, it just goes down to Quinn Hughes figuring out what to do more of with his shot. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like he needs to improve on that even more. And I know he did so last summer a lot. Okay, look at the goal totals. Look at his shots again in the first half of the season. Something obviously changed, but whether his shoulder got tired because he wasn't used to taking all those shots so soon in the season, you know what I'm saying? Something's got to give and something's got to improve. And I know that Quinn Hughes again this summer has that somewhere at the top of his list. Okay, how do I become a better shooter? For not like 40 games, for not 50 games, for not 60 games, for 80 games. Look at this comment from GV, okay? And again, Quinn Hughes, last time I checked, let me check the watch, 17 goals last year, right? And GV is saying this, thinking Quinn Hughes is going to score more this year, the next evolution in his game. Bro, you never know. You never know. What if Quinn becomes a 20-goal scorer? What if Quinn in the offensive zone operates more like a midfielder? You get what I'm saying? Because he kind of did that in the first half of the season. Again, a generational talent. Quinn Hughes changes the way a lot of defensemen play hockey. Trust me, we'll be talking about it. And maybe, just maybe, it's because, again, he's a midfielder and not a defenseman in the offensive zone. What? What am I talking about? Okay, more on that in September. What else does Quinn got to do? Okay, you also got to get pretty quote unquote lucky again, or just stay as elusive as you are, or even get more elusive. Okay, because this guy has to continue to stay healthy, because that's been the case. This guy plays a lot of hockey, and if he wants to get to 100 points as a defenseman, you got to be playing 79 games minimum. 79 games minimum. That's easy. That's easy if you're lucky and elusive. In the playoffs, we saw Quinn Hughes getting caught, okay? A different change of pace. Maybe that's the only time he ever gets caught, because everyone gets caught in the NHL playoffs, okay? Maybe he's too damn good in the regular season. He's too damn elusive at the speed the game is played from games 1 to games 82, right? Maybe he'll always be healthy in the regular season, but it is something you have to make note of, okay? Because I think when you talk to Trevor Beggs, and again, one of the darkest guys in the program, also getting canceled right now in Ottawa, Parliament Hill, okay? For real. Trudeau versus Beggs. Will Trevor Beggs get back on Locked On, okay? Will he be forever canceled? He's one of those guys. He's also one of those guys that continues to talk about how, quote-unquote, lucky the Canucks got with their injury situation last year. And, that's quite possibly not going to happen again, okay? Because everyone was healthy outside of Demko last season. And the more and more you talk to Trevor Beggs and you hear that, as much as, you want to be optimistic, I'm not going to front, okay? That toxic energy starts, being reality for one Kyle Bowen, and I think about when he was getting hurt. What? I'm emotional, man. Next, okay, can we talk about the third thing? The third thing outside of Rick Tocchet that will help Quinn Hughes get to 100 points. It's the obvious. I mentioned him earlier. I just connected him with the power play. But overall, okay, overall, if Elias Pettersson is back to being Elias Pettersson and Quinn Hughes plays 79 games and the power play is better, come on. Put your money where your mouth is. Put it down on Quinn Hughes picking up 100 points. Okay, look at this comment from Uncommon Sense. That's a great band name, okay? For real. Put it on a t-shirt. Unreal. Unreal. Anyways, he's saying that if Pettersson shakes off the streaky play, Quinn could get 100 plus points. And yeah, there's so much truth to that, okay? For real. We got a Norris Trophy winner, a 90-point scoring defenseman, a dude who still can do more. And there's the argument to be had if you quote unquote want Quinn Hughes wanting, or doing more in the regular season. Do we really need it? Right? Look at the look at the drop offs in some of the Florida Panthers offensively in the regular season, and they won a Stanley Cup. Right? Do you want Quinn Hughes exuding that much energy in the regular season? I don't know, but man, oh man, you best believe that things just happen, especially to those who are generational, and points come to those who are generational. Okay, Quinn Hughes surrounded by a lot of talent. Elias Pettersson, one of those guys who happen to have a lot of talent. And if this guy goes off, which he can go off, okay, he can go off. I would even use the term quite easily because he's that damn good. Okay, he's that damn cerebral when he's on, and let's say he's on for a 75 game stretch in the regular season. Okay, Quinn Hughes picking up more points. What were the point totals for Elias Pettersson in the last 41 games? I don't got the splits in front of me, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 27, 29, 31, or 30, okay? I wouldn't be surprised. If Pettersson is point per game in the second half of the season, you could make the argument that that's like 5, 6, 7, or 8. Yes, 8 more points for Quinn Hughes. And that's all it would have took for this guy to get to 100. And, this whole 100 conversation, it's fun, right? It's August 14th. It's what you got to do. And it's when you live in 2024 and you see this era of offensive defensemen, it's, a conversation you can have, right? With Erik Karlsson getting it 2 years ago and with having offensive players in the league right now that are better than Erik Karlsson, even at his prime, you could say, point-wise, okay? Because that's the case with guys like Yossi, Makar, Adam Fox, Quinn Hughes. It just feels like that. These guys are doing it. They're doing it. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it. You got to talk about this being a possibility, having 100 points. And, going off the top again, if Quinn Hughes gets to 100 points, I feel as if there's going to be a lot more respect for this energy that I'm giving out. And that's, again, the possibility of this dude being generational. Look at this comment, Infamous, okay? I think Quinn can be a top 10, top 15 defenseman of all time when it's all said and done, okay? With some luck. The Hughes name could be legendary. Just need to make the dream team come true and win the cup. Well, what's the dream team, right? Is that like not winning a cup with Quinn Hughes, Pettersson, Miller, and Besser, and just waiting for guys like Jack Hughes and Luke Hughes to be available to one up the Sedin twins and have a trio of brothers playing in Vancouver? And is that like the Exodia to get us to the Stanley Cup? Unreal. Anyways, let's cut to break. You're listening to Locked On Canucks. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Good morning. It's 9 a.m. We're on YouTube Live, and we're also available on all podcast platforms. Yes, leave us a review if you're listening on that side as well. Christmas is coming up, and in this economy, and again, with Trevor Beggs, those lawyer fees to get him back on the show, man, oh man, things you're going to give, okay? Let's give a shout out here to Game Time. I'm going to do my best, okay, to read this ad read. I'm not a professional, okay? I'm not a broadcaster. I'm a fan of your Vancouver Canucks, okay? Anyways, let's do this. Okay, today's episode brought to you by Game Time. Yes, Game Time. that place, right? Last minute tickets, guaranteed. Okay? And the MLB, right? It's the only thing going on right now. And maybe some people are going to be going to these MLB cities, right? To watch some baseball. America's pastime. I've done it. And I wish at the time, because I've been done so in like 10 years. I wish Game Time was available, okay? Because I use that other platform. That other platform that doesn't guarantee me last minute tickets at the lowest price, okay? For real. It's an easy app to use, one of the easiest. You do the obvious, right? You pick out specific games or matchups that you'd love to attend. And I'm telling you, you're getting some good deals. All in prices, okay? You're not going to get surprised at the end with 14 different fees. This is Game Time. It's not that other stuff, okay? Remember, this is Game Time. And you know what? They're going to help you out too, okay? They're going to give you priority. Yes, priority last minute deals. They're going to give you flash deals, okay? Zone deals. They're going to give you seat views. And also, again, remember, this is the important part, okay? The lowest price guaranteed. Because green peppers, they're $7. $7 right now. Green onions, $2.15. You hearing me right here? Gatorade. I talked about this yesterday. $4 at the gas station. And that's why Game Time's got your back, okay? Because life is a game. Are you listening to me? Again, download the Game Time app, okay? Create an account and use code LOCKEDONNHL to get $20 off your first purchase, okay? Terms and conditions do apply. Create an account and redeem code. Again, LOCKEDONNHL. That's LOCKEDON NHL to get $20 off. Download Game Time today. Now let's get back to talking about your Vancouver Canucks. People. We back doing this. And what are we doing? We're talking about your Vancouver Canucks on August 14th, 2024. Locked On Canucks, Kyle Bowen, the Don't Doze Art Lab, Trevor Beggs, the Locked On Podcast Network. We love Vancouver. We do. And we hate the Oilers. Well, I do. I'm pretty sure the Don't Doze Art Lab does too. Man, oh man, we talked about this on yesterday's episode, right? I feel as if the whole hockey world was talking about this. Our rivals getting, what's that word that starts with an F? Anyways, that happened to them, okay, by the St. Louis Blues. 2 offer sheets at the same time. Boom, bam. 2 middle-type players with some potential. Putting them in a pickle. And I enjoyed that. Maybe you'll enjoy the conversation. Check it out on the feed if you missed it. And to be honest, what I want to do here for the rest of the show is read some comments and go back and forth. Because again, I don't got a plan here. I'm not the broadcaster. I'm the fan, okay? Look at this comment from GV, okay? GV saying that he's thinking that Hughes is going to score more this year. That's a comment from like 10 minutes ago. I need a producer, okay? Look at Infamous, okay? Imagine if it's like Space Jam. And Quinn convinces them the special juice is just water and it's within them. Whoa. That type of leadership, eh? Is Quinn that alpha? Speaking of which, Space Jam, man. Space Jam or The Lion King? What was the better movie in the 90s for children? Yo, speaking of the special juice, let's say Quinn Hughes does have the recipe, okay? Is he sharing that recipe with all his partners? For sure he is. He doesn't seem like a egotistical, insecure dude. Everyone eats. I hope that Philip Hronik takes whatever Quinn Hughes is taking. What's the over-under on Philip Hronik points? 45? 46 and a half? 59.5? What? That's aggressive, I know. All over the place, but it's a curious conversation because if we're talking about Quinn Hughes getting 100 points, if we're talking about Pettersson coming back, if we're also talking about Hronik and Hughes not being split up, you know what I'm saying? What's the number for that guy? Well, what do you need it to be? Maybe you play fantasy hockey and these conversations are important to you. Or maybe again, you're a Canucks fan who assumes the best, like Kyle Bound. And maybe there's another level to this guy's game. Signs an 8-year deal. He's what, 27 years old? Is he 27 or younger? That seems a little old. How old is Philip Hronik? Is he like 26? What's the age here? He's young. He's got room. Just starting his pretty much just starting his career on a really good team. Like, who knows where his career is gonna go? It's the start of this, okay, for the 26-year-old. Who again may just play even more games. With Quinn Hughes. The possibility. Specifically speaking, we talked about the shot, right? The shot with Quinn Hughes. I would love to see Filip Hronik get his shot on net more. I think there was a stretch of games last year where they tried to force it a lot, right? When the power play started to struggle and they switched things up and they were taking Kuzmenko off and, just running it with two defensemen. And I feel as if 20% of the time, maybe 15% of the time, Filip Hronik became like the option on the power play and that one-timer that they saw do so well or, bring the building to life at Rogers Arena against the Islanders. I feel as if they're trying to recreate that moment all the time, and it just didn't happen. But again, we're gonna talk about the good what ifs. What if he does improve his shot, and not just the power? We're talking about again getting it through. That comes down to a lot of things, right? That comes down to timing and just getting better. And now I'm gonna connect these dots because I'm rambling. We talked about how we think that the Vancouver Canucks, yes, on the low, without the cameras, are already training together, okay? For real. August 14th, I feel like there's a bunch of them somewhere. It could be in Alaska. They could be like, I don't even know. Somewhere in Australia, okay? Straight up. Sri Lanka. It don't matter. They got an ice rink somewhere, and a crop of them are practicing. They're getting ahead of it. They're practicing the habits that it takes to be elite. Maybe, just maybe, Hronik is part of that bunch. Or, let me say that again. You best believe he would be part of that bunch. Again, this guy signs an 8-year deal, not 7. 8 years. 7+. He's got to get better. This team only made the second round of the playoffs. We talk about Pettersson a lot. All this pressure, all this, oh yeah, like what if he was better? We cannot get past the second round if he's the same in the playoffs. The only way this team reaches its peak is, again, if Pettersson can keep it together the whole way through. Okay, that's the truth. It's a truth. But it's just one player getting better. How about 2 players? 2 players in your core. Yes, I'm throwing Filip Hronik in the core conversation. You got to do it. Signed an 8-year deal. Well, what if Filip Hronik plays to his level, if not better, in the playoffs last year? Do we beat Edmonton in a 7-game series? It's a fair question to ask. It was a tight series. And if you believe that, again, Filip Hronik is worth 8 years of our time at 7+, there has to be another level to him. There has to be. You can't sign guys like that for that long and for that much to be good for 50 games or to be great for 50 games, okay? I'm not going to call Filip Hronik a bad defenseman, or I'm not going to say he played bad in the second half. I just feel as if his play took a dip and there was nothing special about him. And for me, you sign players for that much and for that long if there's something special. And this organization needs to find a way to tap into that more often than not, okay? Let me know in the comments below. What are your reasonable expectations for Filip Hronik, okay? Let's say he does play with Quinn Hughes for a full season. This breakup that's being talked about, it's not going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen. Let's just say that's the case. They play together for a full season. Like, what are your reasonable expectations for a guy like Philip Hronek? Man, oh man. You are watching Locked On Canucks. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. On the other side, we're going to read the comments, okay? And then I got to get out of here because Wednesdays, man, this is when life gets busy in the week, and I got to go. But before we do that, let's shout out eBay Motors. Do we have a bump here for eBay Motors? I think we do. Do we? Yes, we do. Okay, I don't got to do the ad read. One love to that. And man, oh man, that West Coast bias. It is it's a beautiful thing. Look after your neighbors before you look after the world. Well, let's talk more about your Canucks on the other side. Again, you're listening to Locked On Canucks.
eBay Motors is everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. From superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has got you covered. With over 122 million parts to choose from for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Woo! Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash, baby. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to turn your car into the MVP and bring home that win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. eBay Guarantee Fit only available to U.S. customers.
We back doing this, and that's giving you this conversation about your Vancouver Canucks, okay? My name is Kyle Bowen, KYLEBHAWAN, and this show, once again, produced at the Don't Doze Art Lab. I keep mentioning them because the closer and closer I get to the end of the year, and I'm not talking about January, I'm talking about, again, September coming up. I don't know about you, but September to me always feels like the new year. We've been programmed like that here in the West Coast, the best coast of Canada, here across Canada, right? You're a young kid, you're 5 years old. Next thing you know, it's September, and you leveled up. You leveled up. New grade, okay? New year, new season. Straight up, even in hockey terms, right? September is the start. So yeah, anytime I get closer to September, I do a lot of reflecting and having a lot of fun this summer, having a lot of fun this year, talking to you and you and you and you. And without the studio's help and their grace, it ain't happening, man. It ain't happening the way it's happening. So one love to the Don't Doze Art Lab, okay? Look at Vancouver is my life, a.k.a. Ryan Hernandez, okay? September is the Monday of months. Wow, put that on a shirt, dude. Yo, Ryan, I keep talking to you on the program because I feel as if you have a bright future ahead of you, man. I don't know what you do with your life. I barely know you, but if you want to start selling shirts and then, just open up a little bodega on the corner somewhere in New West, bro, I'm telling you, $7 million a month. And money's not everything, but, bro, you deserve everything. Speaking of Ryan, okay, let's read more comments, okay? Only comments to end off the show because, yeah, I got no material, okay? Kyle Bowen, not a broadcaster, just a fan. Gigatronic with this comment, okay, the dream scenario for the Canucks is to have each one of their bottom 4 defensemen get 15 to 25 points each. Damn. I think like defenseman 3 to 5 possibly could do it. Wait, what am I saying here? Let me do the math. Could that be the case? Like, could it be the case? Forbert, Juleson. Yes, Forbert, Juleson, and Darren A. Like, are they getting 15 to 25 points? I don't know. Man. Again, right now on paper, the Vancouver Canucks, to me, have a number 1 and number 2. A guy who could be a number 3, right? I think I'm very high on Carson Soucy, for real. To be honest, a part of the reason why I do kind of want to see Hronek with him just for a bit, or maybe for the season, is to see if again it unlocks another layer to his game. Because if you really break it down, Carson Soucy last year, not the perfect defenseman, but when he was in the lineup, he was more than good enough. He was strong. In fact, he is responsible a bit, if not a lot, for fixing Tyler Myers. And I feel as if possibly keeping a guy like that only with Tyler Myers is not showcasing what else he could possibly do on a more consistent level. Okay. So what could Carson Soucy look like with a legitimate top 4 defenseman? On that note, Tyler Myers, is he a number 4 defenseman? I would pencil him as a number 5 on good teams. Prove me wrong, but that's what I'm feeling, and that's what I want. The Canucks, man, still don't have a number 4. We'll see what happens, man. One left to Alvin and Rutherford, okay? SK93 saying that he's glad that Kyle has changed his opinions on Willie D, okay? For real. For real. I do this all the time, man. And it's not because I'm not strong and I don't stand for nothing. It's because A, I'm accountable. B, I know I'm a hypocrite. And C, I want to be proven wrong by the people on the West Coast, the best coast. I want to be proven wrong by my neighbors, okay? For real. I care a lot. I talk a lot of ish. I say some things, but go ahead and prove me wrong, especially if you're wearing the blue and green or the black, red, and yellow. Do it. And I'm believing that Darnay can do that because Foot and Tocchet believe that's the case, okay? Obviously, those hockey nerds love hockey way more than I do. They're more hockey than I am. If they see it, there's like a 50% chance that they can do it. Also, Darnay, I feel as if he has the confidence that he can be the guy. He has the swagger. He has a bit of FU about him when it comes to, again, maybe the Oilers offering him the minimum to stay put, okay? For real. There's a bit of a opportunity to capitalize on some feel, on some FU with Willie D. Did I say Willie D? Vincent D. That's gonna take a while, okay? Willie Desjardins or Desjardins, whatever his name was, bro. Jim Benning or Willie Desjardins? Who was worse? We had both. Think about that. We survived. How did we do it? I don't know. Look at Uncommon Sense with this one, okay? Thoughts on Linus Karlsson. Is he going to be a Canuck before Lekaramaki? Based on initial experience with Karlsson in the NHL this year, in the regular season, and even in the playoffs, honestly speaking, like, at best, you know what I see? I see Neil Zaman. For real. I see Neil Zaman. Linus Karlsson's potential is Neil Zaman. But like I said a couple minutes ago, go ahead and shove it up my rear end. Prove me wrong, Linus Karlsson, okay? On the Lekaramaki note, though, man, oh man, that is exciting. That is exciting. Before July 1st, I'm saying there's like a 30% chance that Lekaramaki makes the team because I'm desperate. I'm desperate to not see Mikheyev, Lafferty, and Pettersson be a thing, okay? And I'm looking for options. And I'm saying to myself, what if we don't sign Gensel? Who's it gonna be? I don't want to spend too much money. Before thinking about Jake DeBrusk, because he wasn't in mind, I'm thinking about Jonathan Lekaramaki possibly making the team, okay? And now for sure he's gonna be starting his hockey season in 2024, 2025 in Abbotsford, okay? Does Abbotsford have an Arby's? Probably. And yeah, he's gonna be someone that I'm gonna have an eye on, probably. Definitely more so than I did with RC Baines last year, right? Definitely more so than I did with Podkolzin. Like, I'm going to be watching Lekaramaki highlights every night because, I keep talking about this team being a Stanley Cup contender, a 10% chance that Lekaramaki is special. What if that's the case, man? What if that's the case? What if Lekaramaki breaks through? What if Lekaramaki makes it hard for this team to keep him in Abbotsford, okay? What if Lekaramaki makes it easy for the Vancouver Canucks to, I don't know, not have Tyler Myers as a 4th defenseman and, move a winger for a real top 4 defenseman? You know what I'm saying? And at the same time of moving off a winger, you get better because you just called up Lekaramaki. 10% chance, man, and I'm assuming the best. Because we just talking about our team right here, man. Your team, the Vancouver Canucks. Infamous, okay, saying that he thinks DeBrusk is going to surprise people in a good way. I think we got to end it on that note because we've been assuming the best, and when I read a comment like that again about DeBrusk on August the 14th, I start getting a little emotional, and I don't want to cry. Because I start thinking about the fact that September is literally around the corner. which means your Canucks, who are possibly again a good team. A good team again. This wasn't the case last August. Going into training camp, there's a lot more, a lot more dread about it, a lot more confusion, still a lot of pessimism. This time around, it just feels beautiful. It feels beautiful. It feels very childlike. Okay, it feels like I'm a kid again, tapping into my inner child. And we talked about school earlier. I hated school. I hated school. I never liked going to school once, from elementary all the way to high school. Like there was never one morning I woke up and I was like, I get to go to school today. Da 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 da. School, 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 school. I get to go to school. Never happened. But you know what? Even though September was rolling around and it was the quote unquote worst part of the year, it was the Monday of months. That also told me that the Canucks were literally around the corner. And this is like before the podcast era. This is before me having access to like Twitter and the internet every hour. There is that disconnect with the Canucks in the summer when I was a kid, and September would just feel romantic. Okay, tapping in with the first love of my life. All in all, again, prove me wrong. Linus Carlson, Tyler Myers, prove me wrong. Shove it up my rear end, and Vincent Diarnay do the same thing. My name is Kyle Bound, KYLEBHAWAN. Yes, maybe Trevor Beggs will be back tomorrow. Let's see if he survives Ottawa. Let's see if he gets, he gets away with it. And that's, again, saying your Canucks instead of our Canucks. And it's a different time in life. In 2024, you got to watch what you say. And Trevor Beggs got caught with the left and the right. And apparently he wasn't right. And unless Trudeau can't see past it, like, dude, I'm getting emotional, man. Trevor Beggs, man. I'm gonna miss you, bro. Gonna miss you, man. My name is Kyle Bowen, KYLEBHAWAN. Locked on Canucks, the show that gives you your Locked on Canucks every day, or your Canucks every day. One love to the Don't Doze Art Lab, and one love to NHL Slow-Mo saying, annoying ass voice on this dude. Hey, man. Maybe you're new to the program. I know you're still watching because you seem like one of those guys. You seem like a hypocrite yourself. Go on my TikTok and watch the top video on my TikTok, and you'll feel like an asshole for talking about my voice because I got injured a couple summers ago, okay? And Canadians, man. Canadians are not as nice as they used to be. Where was I going with this? I'm going out of here, okay? Subscribe, hit the like button, leave us a positive review. Christmas is coming up. I got to buy my girlfriend something nice. Peace.